Right, welcome to the report of the 3rd of April. Okay, news events of the time. Ethereum. Today, I'd like to talk about the Ethereum ETF application. Um, and right, so I think this is something important given the popularity of the Bitcoin ETF. So the next ETF that all the funds in all these big funds have already submitted to apply for is the Ethereum ETF. So what is the progress so far, right? Oops, oh, this one. Right, okay, so right here, what you're seeing is the altogether, there are 9 applications for the Ethereum ETF, right? And they have already filed their prospectus filing that they have already done. All this already done. What you're seeing over here, the red color line here, this is all the rejections. Some of them the deadline they have already sent in, and all the deadlines have already sent in already, and so far very quiet, nothing. Okay, so what's happening is that the SEC, the US Securities and Exchange Commission, has routinely postponed making decisions regarding spot Ethereum exchange traded funds, and is anticipated to persist in this pattern of delays. All right, over here, very quiet. So in January, the SEC delayed an application by Grayscale Investments to convert its Ethereum Trust product, ETHE, into an ETF. We also delayed the decision on BlackRock's application for an Ethereum ETF as well. So according to Bloomberg Intelligence analyst James Seyffart, the only date that matters for spot Ethereum ETFs at this time is May 23rd, which is the VanEck's final deadline date. Now you can see this from here, VanEck's final deadline date right over here. So this has become the crucial date. Okay, so the emphasis on May 23rd as a crucial date for spot Ethereum ETF, specifically pointing to VanEck's final deadline, is linked to the procedural aspects surrounding the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC's review of this ETF application. Okay, so because if you get one moving, usually the rest will follow, and this is what the possibility is about. So we have seen that in the Bitcoin, how it's happened. So probably the same thing is going to happen. Now, this date gains significance because after a series of delays and anticipation surrounding the approval of cryptocurrency ETFs, it represents a firm deadline by which the SEC must make a decision on Ben's application for a spot Ethereum ETF. Now, if approved, they could set a precedence for future cryptocurrencies ETF application, including those by giants like BlackRock. Okay, so far, there's 7 weeks left till deadline, and radio silence from the Securities Commission. As such, right, what we're thinking is that, like Bloomberg ETF analyst Balchunas suggested, there's a mere 25% chance of spot Ethereum ETFs being approved by May, based on the pessimistic view following the approval of Bitcoin ETFs. Now, if you look into another guy, there's Seyffart, mentioned that if a May approval doesn't pan out, he would shift his focus to 2025, indicating a more cautious stance on immediate regulatory approval. Now, what I'm getting from these two gentlemen, because they are right inside there with Bloomberg, and they have the news, the news, and been constantly giving us the feedbacks that's coming out from the SECs, as well as the developments of all the Bitcoin ETFs so far, what the volumes are, the transaction, and so on. So they would have a better insight with regards to this. Now, what Seyffart mentioned here is something I think really gels, because the timing highlighted by both Balchunas and Seyffart aligns perfectly with Bitcoin altcoin bull cycle. Should their forecast prove accurate, the introduction of an Ethereum ETF could serve as a catalyst for the subsequent bullish cycle in altcoins, a pattern typically observed following a surge in Bitcoin's value. So it's always Bitcoin moving up and coming to their top already. And once it reaches the top, it's altcoin season right now. So they could, if right now, if you look at all the developments that we are seeing so far, right? So if it holds true and it comes in only next year, so if you think that the bull cycle is between 8 months to 16, 8 to 16 or 8 to 24 months after the halving. So if you add 8 into April, then you have December, so you have January. So that would be like the bare minimum for the bull cycle. And then when that finishes, then with Ethereum ETF coming in, then you have the altcoin bullish cycle to move on, right? And that's how, looking at the development so far, I think Seyffart may be seeing this area, this possibility happening. So so with that, I think those that are expecting a May approval, probably we have to not think too much of it and just concentrate on the Bitcoin ETF for now, the developments of the Bitcoin ETF, and then probably next year then we look into the Ethereum ETFs. But having said that, like the Bitcoin, about 3 months, 2 months before the actual approval of it, usually you can see also Ethereum start climbing as well. Okay, so be on the lookout for that right now. Okay, so with that, that's the fundamental to report for today.